early afternoon fire at Syncrude's Mildred Lake plant north of Fort McMurray has sent one worker to local hospital. A fire breaking out around 2 o'clock this afternoon at the base mine. All non-critical upgrading staff have been evacuated from the site as firefighters work to contain the scene. Both Mounties and the Alberta Energy Regulator have been dispatched to the site. Meanwhile, Highway 63, which is the road that connects Fort McMurray to the oil sands site, has been reduced to a single-lane southbound, and the entrance to Syncrude's base mine has been closed. No word yet on what exactly started the fire, and if there are updates on this story throughout the show, we will bring them to you. Elsewhere tonight, researchers are receiving federal grants in an effort to look at how the wildfire in Fort McMurray affected the health of first responders. One team at the U of A will receive $500,000. That money will be used to further study the physical and mental health of firefighters who battled the blaze known as the Beast. The first phase of that study focuses on the lung functions, in the immediate aftermath of the fire. The study will aim to contact every Alberta-based firefighter that was deployed to the blaze. The researchers will also study the support systems in place for those sent to fight the fire. This is one of 7 studies to receive funding through a $3.4 million partnership between the Canadian Institutes of Health Research, the Alberta government, and the Canadian Red Cross. 5 of the studies are based at the U of A. Well, our finance minister says the upcoming budget will continue to focus on frontline services and also show how Alberta is working to reduce costs and lower the deficit. Joe Ceci putting his own spin on a beloved pre-budget tradition. Instead of showing off a new pair of shoes to be worn on Budget Day this Thursday, he gave new soccer cleats to a young boy. Ceci says it reflects the government's commitment to families. The finance minister says while the economy shows signs of rebounding, Albertans still need help, and he says that makes a deficit budget inevitable.
Acting as a shock absorber does not mean that you throw Albertans and their ability to get services and programs out the window. So we're going to invest in the things that are necessary, and doing that means that we need to run a deficit that's not going to be a surprise for anybody, I don't think.
Ready for
a new poll suggests tax reductions are the top priority for Albertans. The survey by Main Street found 35% of respondents are hoping for tax relief when the budget is released on Thursday. Overall, that poll found 58% of Albertans were dissatisfied with the province's response to economic conditions, while 52% of those surveyed said the government wasn't moving fast enough to bring the budget back to balance. Alberta's Deputy Premier is under fire for comments she made during yesterday's question period.
In a tough economy, it's so important to ensure that our government continues to have the back of ordinary families. They're working to make their life better, they're creating jobs, they're cutting school fees, they're freezing tuition. The members opposite just want to keep jacking those things up. We're focused on hard hats. They're spending a lot of time with sewer rats, Mr. Speaker.
That was Sarah Hoffman's response to a question by Wild Rose MLA Jason Nixon on Monday. He accused the NDP government of making life worse for Albertans. Hoffman's comment created a frenzy on social media after Nixon posted video of that exchange on Facebook. That was almost 200,000 views. Now, Hoffman did apologize today for those comments, telling the legislature that there is no excuse for the remark. Nixon, for his part, says he accepts the apology, but that it nevertheless reflects a disdain by the government towards those who disagree with its policies. More details emerging tonight about the man shot by police during a dramatic showdown in North Edmonton. Glenn Ironchild was shot by an officer after police responded to a call of a man brandishing a shotgun. The 36-year-old remains in hospital where he was last listed in critical condition. Court records show that Ironchild had a warrant out for his arrest at the time. He also had a lifetime firearm ban to go along with a lengthy criminal history. Alberta's Serious Incident Response Team does continue to investigate. Meanwhile, Edmonton Transit today confirming that a nearby bus was hit in the windshield by a bullet during the exchange. However, no one was injured. A man is in hospital following an early morning shooting downtown. It's believed the victim was injured following an altercation at a lounge on 109th Street and 107th Avenue. The man was shot multiple times. Blood and bullet casings could be seen outside the business. The injured man then went to a convenience store to try and get help. His injuries are not considered life-threatening. The shooting is not believed to have been random either, and the victim is not cooperating with police. No arrests have been made. Well, the seasonal parking ban is over in our city. Crews have been working around the clock to plow and sand city streets and sidewalks. The ban going into effect Monday morning after a few days of heavy snowfall. The city says in all 321 tickets were given out during the 24-hour parking ban. That's actually a good number in comparison to the most recent comparable ban in November of 2015, where the city doled out 750 tickets. The forecast, meanwhile, calling for mild temperatures throughout the week.